You dream of a storm and it happens the next day. You're thinking of someone and suddenly they call. A friend says they have a feeling you shouldn't go into work today. You arrive for your flight and an angel number tells you you're right where you're meant to be. These are some examples of synchronicity, events that seem unrelated but really are part of the divine order for our lives. Everything happens for a reason. There's no such thing as coincidence. This concept is an important part of our purpose in the world. Join me as I will be discussing some of the ways to detect patterns and to be aware of when this type of synchronicity happens to you. If we band together and open our mind, we can unravel the mysteries of divine intervention. Predictive dreams, or dreaming of a future event before it happens, come to us all, although most of us don't realize or remember them. The reason is that when we sleep, we connect to our higher consciousness. This consciousness travels through time and brings us awareness of important events in our lives. When it comes to friends and family, there's often a telepathic connection between them, similar to a mother and child, where they can sense many emotions. This may also manifest in dreams. For example, the emotions of a loved one in need of support that urges you to call them. Loved ones who have passed can also visit us in our dreams and bring us future messages for ourselves or for someone else. This is because this is the easiest way for them to communicate in person. There's an old saying, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Beware of jealous friends, as thoughts are also energy. Bad intentions can send us negativity that can manifest in our dreams. This could be a warning of future problems down the road for your friendship. On a brighter note, future events that can brighten our day can also be manifested in our dreams. Some messages come in a form of symbols, such as dreaming of rivers or streams with fish. This often means good fortune or that money can come. If you're confused on what a dream means, ask around or research according to the details you can remember. A better understanding of our dreams brings a better understanding of ourselves. After all, we're all put here to be happy and to gain understanding of self-love, which will allow us to love others unconditionally. The examples discussed are just a few ways that synchronicity has our back when we least expect it, from relaying emotions from distant loved ones to the divine intervention of past loved ones, the universe, or even our own natural spiritual gifts. Thank you for coming this far in this video. In the next chapter, we will discuss premonitions and how we can get the best of them in order to take advantage of the opportunities presented to us in our lives. Don't go away. You're out for a drive, thinking of nothing in particular. Suddenly, an image flashes before your eyes. Sometimes the flash is subtle, and other times it's vivid, but you disregard it as nothing anyway. As time passes, you're out on vacation and get this deja vu feeling that you've lived this moment before. This is an example of how premonitions work. Premonitions, unlike predictive dreams, can take many forms. They can appear in your dreams or as images in your mind's eye while you're awake. It is said that our spirit has many different parts or different versions of ourselves. each version existing in its own astral plane. While we go about our everyday lives, they travel through many timelines, gathering information from the future as well as the past. This, amongst other sources, gives us the gut feeling that is known as intuition. Although some people are more prone to having premonitions than others, we all have them and are capable of honing this skill. The first step is to acknowledge when they're happening. As society has programmed us to limit our understanding of the capabilities of our conscious mind, we're going to go over some tips of confirming a dream happening or when a premonition is happening. Premonitions are more vivid than normal night or daydreaming, or any images caused by reflex responses from your fight or flight system. A good example of a physical reflex response is if you're driving down the road and there may be animals that you're not actively looking at in the background. A thought or an image comes to mind of the exact animal that's actually around you, and then all of a sudden, you look for them as you're consciously aware of their presence. On the other hand, if you're driving and you have images come to your mind of an animal on the side of the road, which give you a feeling of urgency, although there's nothing around you, and then later in your trip, you find the exact same scenario playing out, this is when you find yourself surrounded by animals and the effects of a premonition. Also, premonitions that appear in dreams will always be more memorable, like the feeling of being in paradise or your favorite vacation spot, as you will take the sensations with you when you're awake. The scenarios in these premonitions are usually scripted out like a movie. This is different than a normal dream, as most dreams are random and forgettable. Another note is that if the scenario has nothing to do with any recent experiences, this can also help you rule out the notion that it's just your subconscious processing repressed emotions. Once the obvious is properly debunked, it is then we can expect the premonitions that we have to play a part in our future. At this point, it would be necessary to keep the knowledge gained in the back of our minds in order to use it to our advantage to maintain our happiness and harmony. In the next chapter, we'll discuss synchronized events and give some examples of divine order, as everything happens for a reason. You're late for your flight because of a traffic jam. You say to yourself, I always try to do good in the world. Why do things like this always happen to me? You feel you just can't get a break in life. When you arrive at the airport, you're panicked. It's boarding time according to your schedule, and you haven't even checked in yet. After you check in, you look up at the flight schedule and notice that your flight has been delayed. You're waiting to board the flight, and a person tells you they missed their flight altogether and was rescheduled to board your plane. During the conversation, you talk about places you've lived or moved to, and you both realize that you've always been no more than a block or two apart in distance for most of your life. Later, you develop a friendship as you are kindred spirits, and this person becomes the love of your life. You realize that you've been wishing for that special person as you never had luck in love. Had you both followed your original flight schedule, you would have never met at this time. It's Monday and you're getting ready for work. You're excited today because you've worked hard for years at your company and you're finally due for a promotion. As you're on your way, a friend texts you with an urgent message telling you that they had a dream that your place of work was on the news and they had a strong feeling you shouldn't go into work today. So you decide to return home. Later, you found out there was an electrical fire and everyone was evacuated. It was also mentioned that the company you were working for was under investigation, as through unfair dealings, many lost their retirement funds and homes. These are some examples of how synchronicity works through the law of divine order.
I can't breathe!
Divine order is associated with the concept of karma, which suggests that every action we take has a ripple effect on our universe. We're all responsible for the energy that we put out into the world. This law also suggests that we have the power to create our own reality through our thoughts and actions, and that we can manifest our desires by aligning our energy with the universal flow of energy. Living in alignment with the divine order means trusting the natural order of things and surrendering to the flow of the universe. It means letting go the need to control everything and trusting that everything is happening for our highest good. Every individual has a unique purpose in life. We're encouraged to live with intention and purpose and be mindful of the impact that our thoughts and actions have on ourselves and others. To live in harmony, we must look within ourselves to make the important changes and do away with limiting beliefs caused by ignorance. We must embrace an evolved way of doing things. Change is evolution for greatness. Greatness is not in power, but in harmony. Without change, we stop at chaos. With all that's going on in today's world, it is important to raise awareness that we're all connected and have a greater mission in the cosmic plan for humanity. When we live in alignment with divine order, we open ourselves up to the limitless possibilities and potential we have. We become creators of our reality and learn to trust the process of life. Even in the face of uncertainty, we can live a more fulfilling and purposeful life and contribute to the greater good for the universe. Thank you for journeying with me through these examples of synchronicity and the law of divine order. Please leave a comment below telling your experiences with such events, and like and subscribe, as with your support, we can all make a difference.